Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Valerie Ling, clinical psychologist here. Just going live with you because I had a thought in my head. Don't mind the brand advertising. It was the only hat I could find to put on. I'm just about to go out for a run this morning, and I thought I would talk to you about what it means to me to exercise. So this winter has been a struggle. I think I've had 5 or 6 colds already, and I have found that whatever plans I had put into place for my exercise has really not come to fruition because of the wisdom of making sure that I don't actually get worse and I get sick even more. And it made me think about, all right, sometimes you can really be very hard on yourself if things don't go according to plan. This week I actually had the great privilege of conducting two group sessions with some people as part of my burnout prevention method, I suppose. We had 2 group sessions, and I was talking to them about the myth of work-life balance. Now that's a bit provocative. Why would I call it a myth? Well, I suppose if you see work-life balance as coming to a kind of a formula where everything that you do in terms of your work balances out really nicely with your life. That is, whatever drains you and then whatever you put in. And sometimes that can lead to some rigid expectations or assumptions. And if you don't achieve that perfect balance, or when stuff in life just happens that you can't control or you can't predict, but are important, prevents you or frustrates the formula that you have for work-life balance, we can actually feel quite discouraged. We may actually want to stop altogether, or we may actually stop the process of just constantly evaluating and making sure that we're standing up in our life. So work-life balance to me, depending on how you see it, can be somewhat of an unhelpful way of looking at being resilient. Instead, I prefer to think about balance like being on a skateboard. So imagine if life is about us being on a skateboard, going through windy turns and going through pebbly paths. Sometimes the terrain will be flat, sometimes the terrain will be hilly, sometimes we're going to fall off our skateboard, sometimes we're going to have to get back up again. So if life is more like juggling a skateboard, then we're constantly kind of, balancing on that skateboard. It's kind of wobbly. It's a little bit wobbly. It's a little bit awkward. But the thing is, you're in tune with your body and you're in tune with your skateboard, and you're assessing and evaluating what the terrain is like at that point in time so that you can continue to stay upright, you can continue to be on balance on your skateboard. And even if you fall down, even if you fall off the skateboard, part of that process is figuring out, okay, what just happened there? Was it a case of my balance? Was it a case of knowing the terrain a little bit better? And even if you've got the most fandangly skateboard, so to me, skateboard is like the resources and the problem solving that we use, right, to get us to where we need to go. So even if you have the best fandangly skateboard, but if you don't have your body in a particular condition that can stand up, and if you actually don't know your own body, if you don't know your own sense of balance, your core abilities, where your strengths are, where your limitations are, that skateboard's no use to you anyway. It's just going to be there. It's just going to be doing nothing, going nowhere. So that ability to put your body together on the skateboard and wobble your way through your path is optimal, right? Is what we want. And sometimes the ride's going to be enjoyable. Hopefully, a lot of the times it's going to be enjoyable. So taking care of your body, knowing your body, being intimate with it, comes from a variety of things. And one of it is through our exercise, through actually getting it to move and appreciating when it's moving and having compassion when it needs to go slow. So I'm in the season right now where the variety in my exercise is going to include a running regime. I think I'm ready for that. I've spent some weeks doing some other things. But it's also something that I feel like I want to enjoy feeling my body move that way. So I'm going to start and I'll catch you later.